How's it going? Just a quick update on what's going on with the channel. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a really popular channel, a really busy channel, because I've got other things to do in life. But my passion is gaming and cars, and at the moment I like to dabble and mess around with anything I can to do with cars. I was going to do something with my Audi, but I'm not really interested in that car. Although it's a good car, it's nothing to look at. I'm getting rid of it, and I'm going for something else, which will be my next project, my next compilation of videos, various different things. This isn't my first time messing around with cars. I've been doing it since I was 17. Unfortunately, back then we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have a camera either, so didn't really document everything I did. Started off with an Austin Mini, which was a basic royal blue 1 litre. It was completely standard, and it didn't look very good. It just looked like your average Mini. Of course, the boy racer scene was massive at the time, so of course I modded it. I put an RGM kit. I don't know if you ever remember RGM. They were Richard Grant Mouldings, I think it was, available in, was it Motor World? Motormania. So when Motormania was around, they had like a catalogue of RGM body kits, and one stood out for me. Again, I haven't got a picture of, I've lost most of my pictures. But it was a black plastic kit you'd put on your Mini, and then you just put bigger wheels on. Looked smart, looked alright. But from then I thought it looked a bit tatty, looked a bit rubbish, so I went for a Z-Max kit, and that was a fiberglass kit with massive arches and chunky bumpers. So I did a few mods on the Mini, which was 13-inch super light wheels, disc brakes, front and rear. No, I didn't do the rear, kept them as drums. Did the front disc brake conversion, 13-inch super light wheels, Z-Max body kit. I did put a Z-Max bonnet on it, but it was a fiberglass one, so I couldn't get it to actually stay on the car. I didn't know how to do it back then. I didn't understand anything, so I didn't put that on. I got the MG Metro Turbo interior, which looked dead nice. Just didn't bolt straight in. I thought it would do, being a similar kind of car. So my dad had to weld up some frames for the seats to fit in. Just a few other modifications. Oh, and then I did a Metro MG 1.3 engine conversion, which at the time was actually relatively cheap. Some backstreet guy did this for a living, and he dropped one in for me, fitted it for 250 quid. So I had a 1.3 MG Mini. Nothing else I don't think I did with that really. I think there's an exhaust system, like a straight through twin DTM exhaust system on it, which was by Play Mini. I don't think they're probably going anymore. If they are, good on them. And that was it. Anything that was orange amber got changed to clear lights, and tinted windows, did limo black windows, and I think it was a fiberglass big spoiler on the back as well. But those are the days when the police didn't care about tinted windows, but now it's illegal for limo black. I had a complete respray in Vauxhall Arden Blue, so it's the most common colour for a Vauxhall Corsa when they first come out. The metallic blue, I had it resprayed in that, so that looked quite nice. And then I sold it, got rid of it, didn't want it anymore. It was too bumpy because I put Spax shock absorbers on it. Of course, Minis don't have springs, so I had really solid shock absorbers on it, and it was so uncomfortable. But as a teenager, you don't care, you just get on with it. But yeah, it became too uncomfortable, so about the year 2000 I decided to get rid of it and get a modern car, because all my friends were getting better cars, and they got Punto GT turbos, and I couldn't afford a turbo, so I got the 1.6 Sporting Punto. Modifications to that, nothing really, nothing major. They came with standard black side skirts, so I resprayed them in the blue, which made it look better. Did what everyone did back then, get yourself a Laguna splitter and stick that on. And if anyone has robbed a Laguna splitter, you know how painful that is. Not that I did. Changed the wheels for TSW Stealths, It wasn't the original Stealths, because the original Stealths were awesome. They just suited everything. They had detachable centre caps, whereas I had the Stealth 2, which didn't have a centre cap. It was just one solid design. Wasn't that keen on them, but they were cheap and cheerful, and it looked all right. Didn't get a chance to modify that car anymore because I thought I was a hero by speeding down a dual carriageway and rolled it over at 120 mile an hour. So that completely destroyed that car. I didn't have any injuries, walked out without any injuries at all. So quite happy, well, gutted, but happy I walked out with only a tiny scratch. Of course, didn't have a car then, so I got myself a Mark. Correct me on this, I thought it was a Mark 3.5, but I don't know if it's a Mark 4 Escort. This isn't a picture of it, this is just an image of taken off the internet, but it looked exactly like this. 1.6 gear, surprisingly quick for what it was, and comfy. And this had everything on it. It had all electric windows, heated front windscreen. Great little car for what it was, but they rattle like hell. Only had that for about 6 months or so, and then a mate notified me that there was a Renault 5 Turbo for sale on the car park, just up from where I live. So raced down there. I think he wanted like two and a half grand or something like that for it. So again, back then, I literally walked down the high street, went into the bank, asked for a loan, and 10 minutes later I had 2.5 grand cash in my hand. Ran the guy up, bought it. Great little car. Modifications, what you see on this picture is how I received it. So he got he had put a Subaru Impreza stick-on bonnet vent on it, and I hated it. I did buy another bonnet, but I never got it resprayed. I never got to fit it. But he had the, is it the Moretti headlights, whatever you want to call them. I think that was an RGM front splitter. It had I think I fitted a Cobra exhaust on it, no, Scorpion. It was a Scorpion exhaust, and it sounded beautiful on that. Absolutely beautiful. Didn't do much else to it. Put a dump valve on it. Changed the wheels for Stealth 2s because I didn't like Venoms. And they were all curbed as well. And then he had proper race seats in them. So I had a mate who had a Renault 5 Turbo, and he had standard seats, and he swapped them. So I ended up having a standard interior. And that was about it. I didn't do anything to that. I ended up going down a dual carriageway and blew the bottom end out of it. So that was the end of that one. That went to the scrapyard. Sold most of the bits off it and scrapped it. But that was a good car. Considering it was French, it actually lasted quite a while. It was pretty solid. Because I was without a car then, again, back then you could just go out and buy a cheap car. You know, 100 quid you could get a car that ran. Got a Ford Orion. I don't know if it's Mark II. Again, this isn't the one I owned. It's just a similar picture of it. Awful car. Yeah, it's like a boat on wheels, but it served its purpose. I think it was a 1.4. Not sure on that, but I know it was a small engine, and it couldn't pull a hen off its nest. Terrible. Eventually sold that for 50 quid, and they made it work. He had a Honda Concerto. So for those of you who don't know what a Honda Concerto is, it's basically a Rover 216 before Rover did their stuff to it. That was a 1.6 single cam engine. Don't know what horsepower it was, probably like 100 and something. Didn't do much to that. Lowered it, stuck Rover GTI alloys on it, put the Rover GTI spoiler on it, and I think that's it. I've put a cone filter on it, and my god, the noise that thing made. It sounded like an aggressive VTEC engine. Pretty cool. I painted the wheels white. I thought that might look good. I think it looked good at the time, but on these photos, because the camera's absolutely rubbish I took pictures with, it doesn't look that great, but it didn't look too bad in person. Sold that, and I bought my mate's Honda Civic. I think it's a CRX. This is the twin cam, the D16 engine, I think it is. That was quite good. Bumpy, uncomfortable. I had bucket seats and what do you call them, the proper harness things that strap you into the seat, so you can't, when you come to a junction, you can't lean forward. So I got rid of them and changed them for seat belts. Decided I didn't like the car. It was too bumpy. It just didn't feel. It felt cheap, but it was a nice looking car. Sold that to one of my mates for 200 quid, I think it was. And then got myself an actual Rover 216 GTI. This was, even back then, was quite a rare sight to have a white one. The guy who bought it off was an old guy, and he didn't like people who modified cars. He goes, "Oh, make sure you don't modify it, don't lower it like all these other lads." So I lowered it, and I don't think I did much to that. I painted the side spats because they were quite rare at the time. They always fell off the car, but I had quite a few sets of them knocking about. So I had the side spats, painted them. I had the mud guards, I painted them. I modified the bonnet. I cut a hole out in it, and when I had the CRX had like a bonnet bulge on the top of it, and I wanted that on the Rover because the twin cam engines had the bonnet bulge, and I wanted it on that. So I cut a big hole out in the bonnet, got a bonnet from the scrapyard off a CRX, chopped the bulge out, fitted it onto the Rover. And for my little welding skills at the time, that wasn't too bad. I resprayed the bonnet myself. And what else was there on that car? Nothing interior wise didn't change. I painted the standard alloys more of a graphite grey, and then I drove down to Kent to buy a bumper. Now, again, any Rover enthusiasts who know what they're talking about, you can tell me what this bumper is. I'm sure it's called a motor build bumper. It's extremely rare. Even when I had this car, it was extremely rare to find, and someone had put it up online on eBay for front and rear bumpers, £20. So I went down there and got them. Went down there at 4 o'clock in the morning, got there something like 8 o'clock, picked them up, drove back, resprayed that, put some ring head fog lights in it just to set it off a little bit nicer. And I think was the grille different? I can't remember if the grille was different on that. Might have had the motor build grille as well, and it really changed the front end of the Rover, really changed it, and I thought it was quite a smart car. Unfortunately, everyone knows the Rover rots, so I started to get rust dots on the arches. Engine was fine because it was the D16 engine, the Rover engine, Honda engine. It was a twin cam Honda engine, so the engine was absolutely mint, ran beautifully, but the rest of the car was Rover. So rust set in on that, and I sold it to my mate, got rid of that and moved on to something bigger. So I bought a Subaru Impreza WRX STI, a Japanese import. Yeah, just a normal 2-litre turbo with I think being tuned by Roger Clark, and it was up to 322 horsepower. The picture you're seeing now is as it was advertised. It had Yokohama alloys on it, lightweight alloys. It had the standard front version 2 bumpers and bonnet, so it was a different style bonnet. I think it had the version 6 spoiler, I can't remember, but it looked ugly. So on the pictures it looked ugly and no one was interested in it. So I went up to Leeds, looked at it, saw the potential in it, bought it. So at the time it was only £4,000. So got that home, instantly started searching around for bits I could do to it. I sprayed the sides, I think I resprayed the side skirts. I bought the side skirt spats, genuine ones, the rubber ones, not cheap plastic ones. Painted them, changed the decal for the one it's supposed to have for the Japanese one, the big cartoon style WRX sticker, put that on it. What else did I do to that? Changed all the brakes for the is it the bug eye shape, the upgrade on the calipers. Got them off someone who used to deliver to. He sold them cheap for me, so stuck them on. I originally changed the front splitter for I think it was a June splitter, and it looked crap. And I changed front grille to something which was just like one piece of plastic and wire mesh. That looked crap. So I bought a different grille. I can't remember what version it's off, but it's slightly different than the standard one, because the standard grille is quite flat on the front, but this one stuck out and went across the bumper a little bit. Genuine Subaru part. That looked really good. So I decided to facelift the whole car and change the bonnet, which I painted myself. I changed the front bumper for, I don't know what version it would be, it's probably like a version 5 or something like that. And I bought, no, it wasn't. I bought a whole P1 bumper, but it didn't have the splitter, I don't think. So I'm buying the bumper, and I think, no, it was a genuine P1 bumper, and I think I paid 400 quid for it. 400 quid I think I paid for that bumper, but it didn't have the spotlight covers. Now, if you know anything about Subarus, the P1 had like an upgrade on fog lights, so you could get the circular spots with the surrounds as well. But I think you had to go to Subaru, proved you owned a P1, and they would sell you the spotlights and covers. I managed to get some genuine Subaru spotlights off eBay, and then I got some aftermarket covers, surrounds to put on, and it completely transformed the front end of that car. It looks so nice. And from then, I didn't want black wheels, so I bought a set of Rotor GRA alloys, and I resprayed them in a different grey. It came in like a funny kind of silvery grey, but it kept on flaking off, so I resprayed them myself, stuck them on, and that's it. That's all I did for the Impreza. Oh, and then I blew the engine up. That's what I did. Sorry, little mistake that was. So on the top of the engine, I'll show you a picture of this now. This is the engine that was in the car after I'd done it. But as you see on the top, the red bit wasn't red when I first got it, so it was silver. All the paint had flaked off. So I thought, I want a red one, I'll buy a red one. So I searched on eBay, blah blah blah, found one, got it for like 20 quid. He sent it. I gave it to a guy in a back street somewhere, and he powder coated it red for me. Stuck it on the car, started it up, ran for 3 seconds, and then it cut out. Thinking I'd not connected a fuel line up or something daft like that, or a vacuum line. Checked everything, tried starting it, and the noise it made sounded like the belt had come off. So it was like the pistons were freely moving without any compression. It turns out that this manifold had loads of swarf in it. So whoever owned it before me had left it in a garage upside down, so all the ports were sticking up, and he must have been grinding in his garage or anything like that with metal flakes flying everywhere, and it's gone into there, settled in there. So when I've started that car up, it's blown all them metal flakes into the pistons and completely fucked it. So I had it rebuilt. I had it rebuilt with Vosna pistons, everything forged. I had it completely rebuilt with forged parts. Took it to a guy who was a master of tuning. He managed to get it back up to 322 horsepower, I think it was. He said he could have pushed it to 380, but he said the problem is you'll end up blowing the engine up. He goes, you can thrash it all day at 322. And he set 4 different maps, which I never changed. And that was the end of that. The Mitsubishi Turbo on it. That was a problem. I think I got that from an AET, and that went wrong straight away. Got it reconditioned again, put it back on. It blew oil through the impellers, so sent it back, got it back again. Then I think I'd put that fucking manifold back on again, and it knackered the pistons up. So I'd sent the engine back to this guy who incredibly did it for nothing. He rebuilt the engine again for nothing. I had a bit of piston slap beforehand. He kind of sorted that out. Still had a bit of a piston slap noise to it. but went like an absolute rocket. Looked really nice, sounded really nice, had a forged dump valve on, recirculating dump valve on it, so it made the proper noises. Unfortunately, age got the better of this car. It started rusting, little dots of rust on the arches. The exhaust system needed replacing because that was blowing, and the suspension was starting to leak. And it had, is it tine suspension? So at the time it was like £1,500 kit, which I couldn't afford. The exhaust was about £1,000, which I couldn't afford, and it had a tiny little hole in the subframe. And I just decided I'm getting rid of it. I sold it for £2,000. Yeah. So that was a bit silly. But anyone who says bad words about Imprezas, you probably haven't owned one, because they are not crap, they are not unreliable. The WRXs, the bottom ends were weak on them, but the STIs, solid. Yes, I had mine rebuilt, but you could batter that thing all day long and it would love it. It just never went wrong, never, until I messed with it. But aside from me messing around with it, it never went wrong. It was an absolutely beautiful car, and just a proper driver's car. People laugh when I say it, but they don't understand, but you do feel like you're a part of that car when you're driving it. Like the car I'm in now, you are just driving a car. You just don't feel like you're a part of that car. But those Subaru Imprezas is a proper driver's car. Yeah, so I sold that, and I don't know why I bought a Fiesta ST, a 150. Absolutely crap. So those cars are good for young lads. Just bear with me because the rain's making noise. Oh, fuck me. Sorry about the noise, it's pissing down outside. The Fiesta ST, as a Fiesta, it's great. As someone who wants a sporty car, it's not great. It's a 2-litre engine, pumping out 150 horsepower. They are shite. It's uncomfortable. It feels like a boy's car. So if it's suited for someone in the 20s, not someone in the 30s, 40s. It's just a crap car. The interior was probably the only thing that they changed on it, which was like half leather seats. I don't even know if it's real leather. But at the end of the day, it was a bog standard Fiesta with different seats in it. Expensive parts, because the fuel pump went on that eventually, which cost 500 quid to replace because it was unique to the ST. Didn't do anything to that car, just kept it clean, and then I sold that. What I bought next was again my mate's car at work, which was the Audi A3 Sport Quattro, which is the 3.2 V6 with a DSG box. They're about 250 horsepower, quick car, but I thought it was a permanent 4-wheel drive car, and it's not. It's only 4-wheel drive when it requires to be. I don't enjoy it. It's a nice, smooth car to drive. It is a nice car to drive. It's very smooth. It picks up the pace when it needs to. You can put it in sport and nail it. Gimmicky paddle gear shifters on the steering wheel, which I never use because I think they're pointless, because if you're trying to steer and change gear, you've got to go like that. It doesn't work. In my opinion, one of the ugliest cars ever I've owned. I just don't think they look nice. I don't like black cars, and I don't like Audi A3s. I only bought it because I needed a car quick. That was quick, and that fit the bill. It was £2,000, which was like half the price they should be, so I was laughing. I haven't done anything to it, like I said, because I don't like the car. I just want to drive it, and now I want to get rid of it. So I've never done any modifications to that car. It's completely standard, left it alone. Which is where we are today. My next car is again off a mate. I seem to buy a lot of cars off my mates, or sell them to my mates. The BMW E90 330D. So this will be something I've never wanted as a diesel car, but the power is where it tips the balance here, because it's about 300 horsepower. It's in graphite grey, which I love, and I've seen examples of these when you do a little subtle modification to them and they look stunning. So modifications I'm not going to go into now. I'll be doing that on the videos in the future. I've got a lot of things to do. There's a couple interior things I'm going to do, subtle mods to bring it up more modern, just subtle changes. There's nothing going to be like bucket seats put in or anything like that. It's going to be standard interior, but I'm just going to alter it slightly. The exterior, I've got probably paintwork to do on that, I should imagine, probably respraying some areas, which I'll be doing videos on that. There will be subtle modifications style wise. I'm not into engine work anymore. I can't be bothered with it because nothing ever goes right. So I'm more for the styling side of things. So this BMW, although it looks nice as it is, I'll be tidying it up and doing more paint on it. So the wheels, I know I've been painted a couple of times. They're possibly curved slightly, so there'll be a video on the wheels. I'll be getting them sorted, all done by me. More paint work and a little bit of styling, and like I said, interior work, probably a few interior mods. I've got a few things lined up, and that'll be it. That'll be the next video. I haven't got loads of money like these people. I love watching people on YouTube. There's some young lads that are really getting into modding cars and that sort of stuff, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. I don't know how they have the time to do it, and I don't know how they have the money to do it either. If I had the money, I'd probably buy some beaten up car that probably has a bit of value to it, spend a bit of money on it, clean it up, sell it on, and do that sort of thing. But I just don't have the facilities to do it, and I don't have the time. So I'll only be doing little videos here and there, but anyone who's interested, please subscribe and follow my journey on this BMW that I'm doing. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be putting out videos every week, every few days or anything like that. It'll be every so often. I can't tell you when, but if you stay tuned, see how this BMW gets on, I'll appreciate it, and see you in the next video.